Okay, welcome again to Foundations in Pre-Calculus Math 10 with Mr. Johns. Today we're continuing on section 6.2, slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines. And so yesterday we did parallel lines that have the same slope. Today we're going to do part 2, and this is going to be perpendicular lines. Okay. Now if we look at perpendicular lines, PQ and RS are perpendicular, which means they intersect at right angles. If I count out the slope of PQ, I go 6 up and 3 over to get 6 over 3, which is 2. And if I do RS, I'm going to go 2 up and negative 4 over, which will be 2 over negative 4, which is a slope of negative 1/2. Since 2 times negative 1/2 is negative 1, then negative 1/2 is the negative reciprocal of 2. So how this works is if I have the number 2, the negative reciprocal is the negative, and then the 2 is going to be flipped right around. So add a negative and then flip it around. So in general, the slopes of oblique perpendicular lines, the slopes of two oblique perpendicular lines are negative reciprocals. That is, a line with a slope m is perpendicular to a line with a slope of negative 1 over m, where m is not 0. So recall that any line that is not horizontal or vertical is oblique, or is diagonal in some way. So for perpendicular lines, we are going to examine slopes to compare these lines. I'll let you look through that example. I will do this one with you. So the slope of each line is given. Circle the lines that are perpendicular. So the slope of AB is negative 2. So in my head, the negative reciprocal of that is two negatives make a positive, so it would be positive 1/2, which is this one. This is negative 1/2. And this one's negative 1. So the only two lines that are related would be this line, having slope of negative 2, is perpendicular to this line, which has a slope of 1/2. So line PQ passes through point P, which is 1 and 4, and Q, which is 2 and 8. So we're going to graph all these lines based on the 2 points and then figure out if they're perpendicular and find their slopes and double check that they're perpendicular. So P, 1 over, 4 up, and then 2 over and 8 up. So this is P, and this is Q. Take a ruler and join them together. Okay, R will be negative 1 and 4, and S will be negative 2 and 8. So this is S, this is R. Join those 2 points. And if my graph is accurate at all, I could tell you right now that these 2 lines are not perpendicular, because they do not meet at 90-degree angles. Line TU is 4 and 4, and then 8 and 5. This is T, and this is U. So are the lines perpendicular? So lines SR and TU appear to be meeting at 90-degree angles. That appears to be 90 degrees to me. This one, that's definitely not. This is definitely not as well. So now what we need to do is find the slopes to check. So to find the slopes, we're going to use the slope formula here, but I could also use the graph to count it out. But since they want me to use the slope formula, I will do that. So x1 here is 1, y1 is 4, because x1 and y1. x2 and y2 are 2 and 8. And then using this formula, I need to substitute. So I have 8 minus 4 over 2 minus 1, which is 4 over 1, which is 4. In this case, I'll have negative 1 and 4, negative 2 and 8. I will have 8 minus 4 over negative 2 minus negative 1. 8 minus 4 is 4. Add the opposite. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. So this slope is negative 4. And here I'll have 4 and 4, 8 and 5. So I have 5 minus 4 over 8 minus 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. 8 minus 4 is 4, so this is 1/4. Well, I can tell you that RS and TU are negative reciprocals of each other. But what they want us to do is to multiply them to see if they equal negative 1. So PQ is 4, and TU is 1/4. This equals positive 1. RS is negative 4, TU is 1/4, so this is negative 1. And PQ, which is 4, and RS, which is negative 4, this would be negative 16. So these two are the ones that are perpendicular because their slopes multiplied give me negative 1. So the slopes of RS and TU are negative reciprocals. So the lines are perpendicular. Oh, yay. One more here. Use slope to identify a polygon. So I'll let you look at this example. They want to know if this is a right triangle. So from the diagram, basically angle C right here looks like a right angle. Find the slopes of side AC, which is this one, and BC to check. So the slope of BC, and I'm going to count squares from there to there, is 1, 2, 3, 3 for a rise, 1, 2, 3 over 3, which equals 1. The slope of AC is from here, I'll go all the way to C, down is negative, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 down, negative 5 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to the right is positive, so this is negative 1. Now, it may seem like these aren't negative reciprocals, but remember, this is like 1 over 1, and this one is like negative 1 over 1. So the slopes are actually negative reciprocals, because 1 times negative 1 equals negative 1, so sides AC and BC are perpendicular, and ABC is a right triangle based on the fact that 1 and negative 1 are negative reciprocals. So that's perpendicular lines. So for part 2 assignment of section 6.2, I would like you to do numbers 2, 3, 4, and 6. 2, 3, 4, and 6. Combined with yesterday's assignment, that will be all the questions. Good luck. Let me know if you need help.